Good afternoon, friends. Thank you for being with us once again. So, right now, this particular interaction with you is to share with you some of the important highlights of the budget pertaining to the Science and Technology and the Earth Sciences Ministry. And I'll just briefly outline them. And then my four secretaries of the four departments associated with this ministry, DST, Professor Ashutosh Sharma, Biotechnology, Dr. Renu Swarup, CSIR, Dr. Shekhar Mande, and Earth Sciences Ministry, Dr. Rajivan. They shall also briefly share some of the important achievements of the departments in the recent past. So, first of all, we have to, on behalf of the Science Ministry, thank our Prime Minister and of course the Finance Minister. Both of them had been very kind to our ministry, and we have seen that the Prime Minister has always been very passionate about promoting science, helping research in science, and strengthening all the projects in science. So, first of all, let me tell you that overall, combined, put together in our Ministry of Science and Technology and Earth Sciences, this year there has been a 30% increase in our budget allocation for 21-22 as compared to the RE of last year, that is 2021. And if I have to talk about it department-wise, I would say that the increase in DSIR has been 22.87%. In DST, it has been 21.14%. In DBT, it has been 52.28%. And in the Ministry of Earth Sciences, it has been 45.93%. Then the total budget estimate for the Ministry of Science and Technology as well as the Ministry of Earth Sciences put together for 21-22 is 16,695.36 crores. Can we have the next slide, please? Then these are some of the important announcements that have been made in the budget, and they are all very important announcements. There is a budget allocation of 50,000 crores over the next 5 years for the National Research Foundation. I'll talk a bit of detail about it when we come to the next slide. Then there is an announcement about the launch of a deep ocean mission with a budget outlay of more than 4,000 crores. This is something which was long pending, and we had been working for it over the years. Setting up of umbrella structures in 9 cities for building better synergies between the R&D institutions and the universities there. And then a national language translation mission, NTLM, to enable the translation of the wealth of governance and policy related knowledge into many of our regional languages. A launch of a hydrogen energy mission, and also the New Space India Limited, NSIL, a PSU under the Department of Space. This National Research Foundation In fact, it is part of the new education policy had envisaged that we ensure strengthening of support for research all over the country in a big way. Although there is a lot that through the Science and Technology Ministry was being done, but this is a dedicated fund which has been created, and this is going to be governed by a board which shall be appointed by the Prime Minister, consisting of accomplished and eminent researchers and professionals, and we'll have a budget of 50,000 crores over the next 5 years, and this will build an existing national strengths in research and innovation, fill the gaps in the current research and education ecosystem to augment India's research and innovation achievements. The primary aim will be to seed and grow research at the state universities and colleges where research is either currently in nascent stage or it is either absent. And this fund will ensure that research proposals from across the academic, research and innovation landscape is promoted in a big way for outstanding research in applied, pure and social sciences. This will also create a central clearing house for the collection, interpretation and analysis of information and data surrounding all research being conducted in the country. The idea is that all research pertaining to a particular subject, we are able to develop good quality synergy between everything, sharing of information between the various researchers in various institutions and places, and ensure that there is optimal utilization of that research to produce good quality outcomes. Next. Then, as I mentioned, that Deep Ocean Mission, you will recall that some 50 years back, our ISRO was created, and activities with research in space, they were all part of that mission. Now this Deep Ocean Mission is again another mission on similar lines, where we are going below the land or below the sea, and it has a total outlay of 4,168 crores over a period of next 5 years. And for the first phase, which will be between 21 and 24, there is an outlay of 2,857 crores, and in the second phase, which shall be between 24 and 26, there is an outlay of 1,311 crores. This is to ensure that there should be development of technologies for manned submersible for around 6 kilometers, that's about 6,000 meters, deep sea mining, development of ocean climate change advisory services, exploration and conservation of deep sea biodiversity, deep ocean survey and exploration, energy and fresh water from the ocean, and also advanced marine station for ocean biology. This is a very, very ambitious project of the government, and we expect that in the future times, some of the major deliverables would be a manned submersible to carry 3 scientists to a depth of 6 kilometers in the ocean with suite of scientific sensors and tools, an integrated mining system for mining polymetallic nodules from 600 meters depth, deep sea exploration for minerals from hydrothermal vents over Central Indian Ocean, research on marine biodiversity, bioprospecting and capacity building in marine biology. Then this is another announcement that has been made in the budget. The details of this are being worked out. We know that there are cities like Delhi, NCR, Bengaluru, Pune, Hyderabad, Jodhpur, Bhubaneswar, etc., where there are a lot of institutions which are working for science and technology research. They are in the universities and they are in the colleges, and they are, a lot of them are supported by the government, and they are also retaining their internal autonomy. So this is a umbrella structure which we propose to create in at least 9 cities, where with the help of coordination by the Ministry of Education and a GLUE grant provided by them, which has been set aside, there is going to be a good quality coordination of research at these multiple places within a particular city. And there is a proposal where 6 pilot cluster frameworks have already been initiated with the support from the office of the PSA in cities that already have a critical mass of science and technology focused organizations and institutions, apart from well-developed, diverse industries. So this is this will be an example where a structure will be created which will ensure optimal utilization and good quality coordination and synergy between various institutions working in science for the development of research and their outcomes in 9 cities. Next. This is again 10 biotech Urjit clusters to complement and enhance the translational and commercialization potential of inventions and innovations coming out of academic research activities. They are being established. Then collaboration amongst the universities, national research labs, industry, incubators and startups. And of course, these will provide and promote and ensure seamless translation of knowledge from laboratory to market. Then this is another national language translation mission where using artificial intelligence and machine learning, we are going to ensure that the knowledge of wealth around science and which is available on the internet, we would like all this wealth of knowledge to be translated into the Indian languages, and this is a very, very important mission which is going to be taken up passionately, very passionately. And already DST has launched a separate program to create a science and technology Wikipedia in Hindi and other regional languages. Next. This is again another very, very important, ambitious mission for the which is going to play a very key role in the future. This is a hydrogen energy mission, and we are happy to be part of this now in the coming years. This is a launch of a hydrogen energy mission for generating hydrogen from green power sources for their storage, for their transport and for their utilization. Zero carbon renewable energy, globally made hydrogen based energy sources more relevant than ever. This is in the global context, this is going to be crucial for India to get ahead in the race of new and upcoming green technologies and become self-reliant. For India to become a global champion in RE, it is crucial to encourage production of green hydrogen at scale. And this has found a very important place in the budget for the coming years. A shift towards clean energy with green hydrogen is only possible if India remains ahead of the curve in technological development, invests early in research and ramps up manufacturing capability to maximize domestic needs. The mission is to be implemented by the Ministry of New and Renewable Energy, but two of our departments, DST and CSIR, are going to contribute significantly for the success of the hydrogen energy mission. When our colleagues from these departments talk about our achievements, they will let you know what has already taken place on this issue. Then this is about a new Space India Limited, a newly formed public sector undertaking. New Space India Limited under the Department of Space has been allocated 700 crores. The NSIL will execute the PSLV CS-51 launch carrying the Amazonia satellite from Brazil along with a few smaller Indian satellites. This is to be implemented by the Department of Space. But again, there is going to be a significant contribution by DST, CSIR and MOES for its success in times to come. Next. This is, I think, this is basically about the mission COVID Suraksha. You know that we had put 900 crores with the blessings of our Prime Minister for this mission. And this has resulted, in fact, in enhancing and boosting up the research for vaccine development in the country. Already, you know, the vaccines, so many vaccines are in the offing and so many have been supported. When our colleague, Dr. Renu Swarup talks about the achievements, she'll give you the details about it.